But first, we start with another blatant lie from the ever-forgetful Joe Biden. Now, Joe actually wants Americans, you, the American people, to believe that he can beat COVID-19, but only if you elect him. If he remembers what it is, in November, December, January. He claims he sounded the alarm early on about the deadly virus and that President Trump did everything wrong. Okay, Joe's lying, just like his friends in the media mob and, well, most liberal Democrats these days. Joe Biden is living an alternative reality. Once again, here are the facts that the hate Trump media mob will never give you. We'll do their job for them. In late January, just days before the president issued what was the unprecedented China travel ban and first quarantine in 50 years, 10 days after the first identified case in this country, well, Biden's top advisor, his name is Ron Klain. He was actually praising China's transparency. Huh? Watch this.
I think what you have to say about China is it's been more transparent and more candid than it has been during past outbreaks, though still there are problems with transparency and candor.
Okay, remember, so it's the same China where zero experience Hunter Biden got the sweetheart $1.5 billion deal from the Bank of China. You know, not Deutsche Bank, not Goldman Sachs, not Chase. No, that would be Joe Biden. Hunter, his son. Quid pro quo Joe sucking up to Hunter. He's compromised by China. Peter Schweitzer has identified this in detail. And so on January 28th, 3 days before the president's travel ban, just 7 days after the first identified case, this same Biden health advisor said that he opposed the travel ban. It was premature, but they were on top of it. That's what they said. Watch.
Would you ban Chinese travelers from arriving in the United States?
I wouldn't. I think that's premature. I think it's very important exchange, very important for trade and tourism, and the very, very few of those people will have it. What's more, you know, since this virus broke out, 250,000 people have come from China, so they're already here.
And then one day before the president's travel ban, January 30th, top Biden health official Dr. Zeke Emanuel said everyone needed to stop panicking, stop being hysterical. Then on February 1st, that's the day that Biden, day after the travel ban was implemented, after 10 days, the first identified case of corona, well, Joe himself tweeted out that the travel ban was hysterical, xenophobia, and fear-mongering. On February 13th, top Biden advisor Klain, he tweeted that we are experiencing a fear epidemic, not a COVID-19 epidemic. Joe Biden himself called the president's aggressive COVID-19 response, the travel ban, the first quarantine in over 50 years, hysterical, xenophobia, fear-mongering on multiple occasions as late as March the 18th. And meanwhile, Joe Biden was still holding indoor rallies in the month of March, and he was doling out his world-famous creepy hugs. Remember those? He wasn't talking about social distancing. He wasn't wearing a mask. He wasn't coordinating an aggressive use of the Defense Production Act plan or sourcing PPE. And he was against the travel ban, against the quarantine, against the subsequent travel ban. Now, that likely saved at least hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Americans from contracting the virus, and God knows how many thousands of Americans from dying. And by the way, he didn't get to that until April. Get this, Biden's press secretary now, like Biden, blatantly lying and pretending that the ever-forgetful Joe was always in favor of the travel ban. That's called a lie. The ban that they called Joe multiple times, including late March, hysterical, xenophobic, fear-mongering. Take a look.
You're saying that Joe Biden was for closing down travel from China when the president did it?
Joe Biden has been clear, and I can send you the fact checks if they're helpful, Brett. Joe Biden has been clear that he was not against that travel ban.
But he was for it?
Joe Biden has been clear about this, Brett. I can send you the fact checks if they're helpful. This has been fact checked into oblivion.
Okay, I'm just asking you the question. You're saying yes, he was for the China travel ban when the president implemented it 48 hours after receiving that briefing.
The important thing about the travel ban,
yes or no? Yes or no?
And I know, Brett, I know that you all like to cite the travel ban. I know the president
the president does. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Hold on, Brett.
Obviously, it's going to be in the debate.
Brett, hold on. The important thing to know about the travel ban is that even after the president implemented that travel ban, says that he implemented it, tens of thousands of people came in and out of the country.
I'm going to take it that you're not going to answer that question. You're going to send me some fact checks.
Bret Baier has the patience of Job there because he's lying, and everybody knows it. In other words, Joe Biden did everything wrong, but now he's going to lie about it and hope that you will all forget what really happened. You know, I love the Woodward hysteria, you know, about Bob Woodward's book. Yeah, the president said he wanted to calm fears in America. What do we have to fear but fear itself, FDR said at the height of the Great Depression, World War II. Remember those tough days? Churchill, you know, the bombing of Britain, out marching with the people of Britain. Was he talking, we'll get them in the hills and everywhere, blood, toil, tears, and sweat. That's what leaders do. Biden is saying, no, this is hysterical xenophobia, fear-mongering. He offered no solutions. Nothing new for Biden and his team to lie. By the way, imagine if Bret Baier was actually questioning Joe Biden there. That would be TV pay-per-view. From defunding the police, he lies about that. Reallocation, he calls it. Fracking, against it. But no, I was always for it. Protests? Oh, yeah, no, they're peaceful until, well, it's showing up badly in the polls. National mask mandate? Well, Joe Biden said, oh, no, I don't want that either. Okay, he lies about pretty much every position he's ever taken, only if it helps him politically, only if the polls and focus groups tell him what to say, like Don Lemon advised him to listen to. But here's what's more concerning. Joe Biden is actually really weak and frail and doesn't seem mentally alert or on top of his game, doesn't seem to have a lot of, well, let's say mental acuity. Just listen to Biden's top advisor, the guy you just heard from, Ron Klain, saying that the Biden-Obama response, listen to what they admitted about their response to the H1N1 virus, not the N1H1 virus as Biden calls it. Take a look.
I wasn't involved directly in the H1N1 response, but I lived through it as a White House staffer. And what I will say about it is a bunch of really talented, really great people working on it, and we did every possible thing wrong. And it's, 60 million Americans got H1N1 in that period of time, and it's just purely a fortuity that this isn't one of the great mass casualty events in American history. Had nothing to do with us doing anything right. Just had to do with luck.
They did everything wrong. Then they didn't prepare for the next real pandemic. Make no mistake, 50 years in the swamp, Joe Biden is now more incompetent than ever. Nobody, our own Lawrence Jones, 2020 correspondent on the ground that he's ever interviewed, has been able to identify a single accomplishment in 50 years of Joe Biden in the swamp that has made life better for you, the American people. I could spend the entire show talking about Donald Trump's promises made, promises kept, and records shattered, especially on the issue of unemployment and building the wall and originalists on the Supreme Court and new trade deals and pulling out of protracted wars and defeating the caliphate, Soleimani, al-Baghdadi and associates, and al-Qaeda leaders all over the world. Biden lied again this week. He said over nearly 6,200 U.S. military members died from corona. Well, he's wrong again. Well, there have been exactly 7 military deaths from COVID-19, not nearly 6,200.